Hi, my name is Monique. I currently live in my 2022 Ford Transit Connect van in order to save money so that I can eventually buy land and live a simpler life, and I enjoy sharing snippets of my life with you all. After living in vehicles for several years, I have become very accustomed to checking the weather every morning when I wake up and at night before I go to sleep. I use the weather app AccuWeather, but of course you can use any app that you like. But I always do this in the morning. Of course, every night I put my homemade window covers up, but during the day I like for some light to get into my little home, so I take the window covers off, and sometimes I will put up a little makeshift curtain so that people can't see directly into my van. My windows are tinted. My back windows are tinted pretty dark, but still, when it's light outside, the tint isn't as dark, and I don't like that. My windows in the front of the van, they're tinted as dark as they legally can be, but the back window can be tinted super dark. So I'm actually going to have it tinted darker at some point. I love having a roof vent. It's great for ventilating my home when I'm cooking and just letting in fresh air. And also, I just love looking out of it, especially when I'm trying to be a little more stealth and I don't want to open my doors. I just crack my roof vent and I stare at the trees or the sky or whatever is above my van at that time. When it's hot outside, I keep my fan on pretty much 24/7. I would never do car life or van life without a fan, and neither should you. I use the restroom just about every morning after waking up, and when living in a vehicle, you're definitely going to have to use public restrooms from time to time. But when I got my van, I wanted to make sure that I had an option to use the restroom in my van because I don't like using public restrooms often, and I've been loving this portable collapsible toilet. It's been so handy since living in my van. This toilet is pretty comfortable. I love it. I love having it. I wouldn't do van life without a toilet again. No more squatting over a bucket for me. Also, I don't pee in my toilet. I only use the toilet for number 2. When I pee, I just have a bottle, like a regular empty water bottle that I use, and I have a pee funnel. I mean, you definitely can if you want. You can do everything in here and then just tie it up and dispose of it. But I use compostable trash bags and they leak. I learned that the hard way. If I don't take a shower in the morning, then I will take a sink bath in my van, and I have this shower bag that holds all of my bathroom items, my soap, toothbrush, toothpaste, my face brush, hair conditioner, shampoo, like everything I could think of is in this bag, and it just makes everything so easy to get to, especially for someone like me who doesn't have any drawers or cabinets in their van. And I also love the convenience of bringing it into a public shower. I can just fold it up and take it into the shower with me, and I have everything I need. After getting cleaned up, I will figure out what I'm going to wear for the day, and I keep all of my clothes in these packing cubes. They really help me save space. I have one for my shirts, one for pants and skirts, and another for undergarments and socks and things like that. These blue ones are the exact same ones I had when I lived in my car. They lasted a long time, for over 3 years, but one of them recently broke, so I just purchased another one that is much larger, and that's the one I'm filling up now. And I got it from Target. I don't know the name brand, but so far it's been working really, really well. It fits so much stuff. I just roll all of my articles of clothing, and that helps them fit better. And yeah, this is what I use to put all of my clothes in. And then I just stuff these packing cubes into the little overhead area over my driver's seat and passenger seat, and that's where I store all of my clothes. Now the question is, will it fall the second I hit a speed bump or turn a corner? We shall see, because that's what those always do. So I don't see why this one will be any different, but that doesn't bother me. These storage baskets have been really handy. Again, as someone who doesn't have any overhead cabinets, I love these. I store my kitchen towels in them, my kitchen washcloths, kitchen gadgets like my apple cutter, my mason jars. Sometimes I have seasonings in here, storage bags. They're really great for putting miscellaneous things in, and I use them every morning and all day throughout the day. This tiny space gets dirty so easily and so fast, so I sweep my floor just about every day. I hate feeling little crumbs on my feet, so I'm always sweeping. And I got this really great collapsible broom, and it comes with a dustpan, but I eventually threw that away because I always just vacuum the pile of dirt up. It's just way easier to vacuum it up. And I love this vacuum. It's really slim and it fits just about anywhere, and I've had it since I lived in my car. I've only recently started using this because it just started getting cold, but boy do I use this every single day now that it's cold. I love it. I love the all-in-one heater because it was a lot easier to install, and so far I haven't been having any issues, and this heater keeps me nice and toasty overnight when I'm sleeping and throughout the day. Love my fridge. Absolutely, absolutely love it. What I said in that clip basically sums it up. I love my fridge and freezer, particularly because it has a freezer. When I lived in my car, I only had a fridge. It could only be a fridge or a freezer. It couldn't do both at the same time. And when I got my van, it was a must that I had a fridge and a freezer so that I could have frozen vegetables and fruits and ice cream and ice. Having ice in your vehicle when you live in it is a game changer during the summer. Like, being able to put ice in my water is such a luxury. I lived in my Buick for 3 years, and I spent 3 years drinking room temperature water and even just hot water. And that's just miserable when it's already scorching hot outside. So that's another thing I'll add to this list are these ice cube trays. They're actually baby food trays, but I use them as ice cube trays. They're silicone, and I like them because I like this one because it's nice and small and it fits in my fridge. So yeah, having a freezer, game changer. And I would never ever ever want to live in a vehicle without a fridge and a freezer again. I'm always cooking in my van, and I just use a simple Coleman 1-burner gas stove. I had the same gas burner when I lived in my car, and it's been working well, so I didn't see the need to spend the extra money to have an actual gas stove installed in my van. So I didn't do that. And as far as the pans that I use to cook with, I use carbon steel pans and cast iron. But you mostly see my carbon steel pan in my videos because I just like it. It's easiest to use. It's not as heavy as lifting my cast iron skillet out of my cabinet. But yeah, I love carbon steel. It's taken me a while to season it. As you see here, you have to put oil on it just like cast iron, and you have to season it, and eventually it becomes non-stick. But I don't mind doing that, and after a few months it's finally becoming non-stick, and I'm so happy. And that's the pan that you always see me using. Next on the list is this rectangular collapsible bucket. That's really what this is, but I use it as a food tray. It's just really convenient for not making a mess in your house when you're eating, and also if something is really hot, I can just sit it on the food tray so that I don't burn my lap. But I always eat all of my meals on this tray. I have this little pressure cooker. It's a 3-quart instant pot, and I absolutely love it. It's perfect for small spaces. It fit when I lived in my Buick Encore. It fit in there, and it fits perfectly in my tiny van because anything bigger than 3 quarts it's too much food for one person, and it was too big to fit in my van. So I highly recommend a nice little 3-quart instant pot if you can find that one. And it's perfect for 1 or 2 people, and it fits underneath beds or in cabinets. You can just tuck it just about anywhere. I really want people on a budget to know that you do not have to spend a ton of money buying an oven for your van. An air fryer can do just about, if not everything that an oven can do. I roast vegetables in here. I can bake desserts in here. I can make a quiche or a frittata. I cooked a whole pizza in here. I love my air fryer. The 4-quart, or technically 3.7-quart air fryer is perfect for me, especially if I want to make enough food to last a few days. I love, love, love my air fryer. It works just like an oven in my opinion. I love my electric tea kettle. It's really convenient for those days when you don't want to take out your camp stove and your pot just to boil water. So I just plug this in and it claims to boil water within 3 minutes. And from my experience, they are not lying. This boils water really, really fast. And I just love using it, especially in the winter whenever I'm making a lot of soups like this kimchi soup. It's so convenient. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I love making juices from my blender. I have a Vitamix, but you can get whatever blender you want because Vitamixes are very expensive. But I love, love, love my Vitamix. I make a juice just about every morning. I also make hot chocolate or homemade peanut butter, soups, sauces. I can make so much stuff from my Vitamix. So for me, it was a must to have it in my van. If possible, I highly, highly suggest you get DC to DC charging, which is when you have batteries that are charged from your car battery or your alternator. I have two 100 amp hour lithium batteries. I also have a Goal Zero power station just for backup. It uses solar panels, but I would never rely solely on solar because right now it's winter and I have not seen the sun in about a week. So my Goal Zero has been on zero for a while. So I would not have power if it was not for DC to DC charging. It's so easy once you have it installed. All you do is turn your car on and you can charge your batteries. And without that, I would not be able to use my appliances in the wintertime. DC to DC charging makes life so much easier. Another thing I love in my van that has been very helpful are battery-powered lights. It just helped with time and money not having to install an actual lighting system in my van. I just use rechargeable batteries and charge them whenever they die. And it's been working for years now. And the last thing I thought of as I was editing this video, and I just threw it in the end of the video, is gym membership. Having gym membership when living in your van is super convenient because I can work out and I can take all the showers I want for just $21 a month. At least that's what I pay. The price might have gone up a little bit, but you can definitely check out other gyms. I use Planet Fitness and I love it. I love being able to take a shower when I want and being able to work out when I want. And here are 4 last things that I forgot to add to the list that are just really helpful for van life or car life and just important to have in general, especially the carbon monoxide detector because mine has actually gone off 2 or 3 times and it happened the first few times that I used my diesel heater. And I wasn't surprised because you might see when you install yours, it can get really smoky. You're going to smell smoke and it's just horrible. And my detector detected it immediately and it started beeping like crazy the first couple of times that I used it. So those are really, really important to have. And that's it. Those are my favorite appliances, gadgets, apps, memberships that I feel make van life really, really comfortable for me and they're very helpful. So I hope you found this video helpful, and to the person who asked me to, share what type of air fryer I use and my kitchen gadgets and things like that. I hope I answered your question, but if not, just leave another question in the comment and I'll respond as soon as possible. Thank you all for watching and I will see you in the next video. Bye.